One, you're welcome to another live stream with the enthusiastic tutor. Um, I need to apologize. The link I shared at first got disengaged, so we can't access the class anymore with the previous link I sent. So I had to just quickly create another. So that's why we are late this evening. So let's just give others just a minute or two to join. And tonight's class we're not going to be spending too much time tonight's class because I have other classes to take by 10, so I won't be staying for long tonight's class. So we'll just go straight into other things. Okay, I have Ulwa Damlala here already. Great. Okay, please, if as you're joining us, do well to introduce yourself so we can know who ourselves. Okay, so today I had to invite some management students to join the class. You know, this course MTH103. There are some. I went through the materials today, and I noticed that there are so many similar topics. There's so many similar topics that is almost the same thing with that of MTH 10 MTH 105. MTH 103. Okay, all right. So we are taking distance. Okay, I'm trying to fix my material. So we're taking distance between points. This is one topic I need us to be very careful with, because this distance between points, if you are not careful enough, I believe we all can hear me clearly. If you are not careful enough, you can mix it with the of equation of slope line. You can as well mix it with the equation of point between distance. So this particularly is different on its own. We also have the midpoint between lines, but what we are doing tonight is the distance between points, how to solve for that. So I'll be writing out some questions now, and the questions will be the basis of tonight's teaching. So I have the very first question here. Let me get my materials. Okay, let me get the materials so we can have the question. Now we have question 1. Calculate the distance I believe we all can see the board between point A, which is 2. Okay, 2, and let's give this 3. and 4. So you come across a question like this and you are asked to calculate the distance between these points. Then there's a formula that is applicable to this, and this formula is what we'll be using to solve the question. So now it's a very straightforward question. Calculate the distance between points A, which is this, and point B, which is this. So the very first thing you have to do is the solution. Now, what is the formula for calculating formula now the formula for distance between points, we have square root, open bracket, x x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. Now, if you all remember, the management students on this live stream, if you all remember, when we're solving for slopes, equation of line and slope, we use the formula as similar to this. That's why I said if you are not careful enough, you might make things up. So this is the formula for distance between points. Formula for distance between points is this. So I believe this is clear enough. So to solve, now I'm going to plug in this formula to solving this question. So I'm just going to erase this, then we can go straight into it. So, having known the formula, then we will proceed by plugging in the formula into solving the question. Okay, I wrote down the question, but you can just make. I always say on this channel, the most important thing is get the concept. If you know the concept, then it will be easy for you to attempt to plug in a concept to any question that you might come across. So I'll just write the formula somewhere above. Okay, I'm trying to get my material sorted out. Yeah, I think I was a network ish there. Yeah, I think. Okay, I'll just write a formula somewhere around here. So we say formula we have x. I'm writing out the formula. The formula on the right, on the left hand angle. So we have x2 minus y2 minus y1 close bracket square. So that is the formula for point distance. So we have question 1, we have distance between we're going to be using this, we're going to be plugging this formula. I'm going to be writing out 3 questions. Just like as I said earlier on, tonight class won't be staying long because we started late, for some technical issues we were able to start early. Nevertheless, it's just about this points and distance, just about that, and distance between points, and just go straight into it. So just take this off. So we have 2, 3, and B 8, 4. So we have points. Let's use point K is 4 and 8, and we have point F. We have 3 and we have 9. Okay, where did you fault? Okay, so we have that as that. Okay, so we have let's try and use different markers so we can point 3. We have point W is let's give it 7. Then let's make this 8 and point. So I'll attempt these 2 questions. I need us to be very attentive right now. I will attempt 2 questions and we will attend to the rest. So for point A, okay, so we have underline this. So that's our question. So we have for point A, so for point A, question 1, we have a formula. So it says A 2, 3 and B 8, 4. Then we say, now if you remember very well, when we were treating the class on the slopes and equation of lines and slope, if you notice well, usually we do this too. Anytime we are solving for points, we are fond of doing something. Just a moment. Yeah, anytime we are solving for points, we are fond of doing something, and this is, we just put here x1, y1, x2, and y2. Now I'll explain why we are doing this too. I'll explain how this arise. Now, as you can see on the formula, we have the root of open bracket x2 minus x1 square plus open bracket y2 minus y1 close bracket square. Now, for us to plug our points, don't forget these are points, point A, point B. For us to plug in, okay, Blessing Osai, it's great to have you. King Loki, it's great to have you. Miss Ene, you guys came a bit late tonight, but nevertheless, it's great to have you all. It's great to have you join us. So it's all about distance and points, and here is the formula. So this is the formula to solve distance between points. So this formula is what we are plugging in. I'm just going through it again for those who are just joining. So it's this formula we are using to plug in to this. So I'm going to solve this too for us, and the question written in black marker, you will solve it. I believe we are all good on that. Can we all hear me? So with this said, so let's just proceed. So let's just proceed. Now we are plugging this in into this formula. So we may say, since we already have what our x1 and xy is, and x2 and xy2 is, so we just go ahead by saying, okay, choose the red marker. Then this is square root. Now open brackets. Our x2, so our x, which is 8, minus our x1, which is 2. Are we all together? So we have our plus sign. Let's not forget our root, square root. Put it here. Then we have our plus sign. This is our y2 is already here. Our y2, we open the bracket. Our y2 is 4, and we have minus. Now we have our y1, which happens to be 3. So let's not forget the square. So I might need to adjust the camera a bit. So we have to bring out our root. We have, this is positive 8, and this is a negative 2. You are owing somebody 2 naira, and you have 8 naira that is your own. So when you pay your 2 naira, when you remove the 2 naira from the 8 naira, you'll be left with 6 naira. Then you put your square. If 8 happens to be negative and 2 happens to be positive, in the sense that if we have minus 8 plus 2, then it would have been a different case, meaning that you are owing 8 naira. As an accountant, let me use the word as an accountant, you are owing deficit of 8 naira, and you have cash at hand 2 naira. So if you have to pay with your cash at hand of 2 naira, then you still be owing 6 naira. But it's a different scenario here. So the 8, as you can see, there's nothing here, so automatically it's positive. So we have our minus sign, which is before the 2, which makes the 2 negative. So we have positive 6 plus, we have 4, which is positive, and we have 3, which is 1. So negative 3, you remove it from positive 4, you are left with positive 1 raised to power 2. Then so I adjust the camera a bit. So yeah, so you can see now what is the root of 6? That should be giving us 36, if I'm not mistaken. Let me get my calculator. And if you have your calculator there, you can just go ahead and tell us what the answer is. Just the root of 6, the square root of 6, that should be 36, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 36. So 36 now plus anything raised to power 1, and 1 raised to power 2, that should still give us, okay. So we had that. Okay, I'm just trying to get my material together. So we have this. So this give us should give us, I believe we all can see this, 37. So our answer should be the root of 37. The root of 37. The root of 37. So we have it as 6.1 approximated. 6.1 approximated. So That is that for that. Now, so we have point A, which is 2 and 3, then point B, which is 8 and 4. We have our answer as 6.1. So we've been able to solve for question 1. So we'll solve for question 2 now. Question 2. Okay. Question 2, some green. So we have point K, we have 4, we have 8, then we have F, we have 3, we have 9. So just like the same thing we did here, so what is applicable here as well. So we open with our root sign, then we have our open bracket. This is S1. Let me use a different marker for that. So we have x1, we have y1, we have x2, we have y2. So we have our x2, which is 3, minus our x1, which is 4, plus x2, which is our x2 is 3. This is supposed to be x2, which is 3, minus y1, which is 8. So we have our no, this is x1. Okay, so we have our y2, which is 9. See, one thing with this thing that you just have to be very careful and detailed. We have our y2, according to the formula, y2, which is this, which is 9, minus y1, which is 8. Let's not forget our square. Let's just go through it again. Now, the formula says x2. Where is our x2, which is 3? This is it here. Minus, it says x1. Where's our x1? Our x1, okay, you see what I was saying? Our x1 is 4. Can you imagine? So you have to go through all this and be detailed about it. Any single mistake will definitely not get you the right answer. So now, let's go through it again. The formula says x2 minus x1. So where's our x2? x2 is 3. Where's our x1? x1 is 4. So it's here. So bring down the square. Now plus, it says y2 minus y1. Where's our y2? Our y2 is 9. So we have it here. And we have our y1 as 8. So that explains it. I believe we are all together on this. So we have, this is positive. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. It has to do with the network. So we have everything all set. So this is positive 3, and this is negative 4. So 4, you are in 4 naira, and you have just 3 naira with you. So you are left with minus 1 square, plus we have same thing here. Okay, here you have positive 1. Here you have positive 1 because 9 is positive, which is greater than 8. So when you remove 8 from 9, you have positive 1. So it should give you minus 1 plus 1. So minus 1 plus 1 gives us 0. So the network is pretty bad tonight. So I believe this is well understood. So I need us to solve for number 3. So this is, I believe this is understood. Distance between points. Here is a formula. We solve for 1, we solve for 2, and I need us to solve for question 3. So students are expected to solve for question 3. Students to solve question 3, which is the distance between the point W, which is 7, 8, and point Z, which is 4 and 6. So I'm giving us 5 minutes, and as soon as we have our answer, we can call it a wrap for tonight. So our time starts counting now. Okay. As soon as you have your answer, just drop your answer. Just drop your answer. I need everybody to participate in this, as this is a proof that you understand when we talk about distance and points. It's a proof that you understand when we talk about distance and points. So I'm waiting for our answers. Okay, it's almost 10. We are calling it a wrap for today. So as soon as we have the answer, then we'll all solve it generally together together. So that's just it. So I'll just have to do my calculation as well. So I have, okay. Let's not forget, the very first thing we have to do is to write down our formula, and with that, we can plug in the whole thing. And over here is a formula. The formula for distance between points is square root open bracket x minus x2 minus x1 close bracket. Then you put a power of 2 plus open brackets y2 minus y1, a power of 2, then you close brackets. And with that, you can begin to plug in the question. And let's not forget, you have to do your x1, x2 thing and your y1, y2 thing. So we have that as that. Okay, I believe we are all working on it already, and it's about 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes remaining. So the time's counting down. Okay. By now, we should be getting ready to stop. This is the question to solve. Five minutes counting down. Counting down. 5 minutes. 4 minutes 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and we are counting down on 2 minutes. I believe by now we should be all close to be by now we should be done solving this question already. I mean, it's a very simple and straightforward question. It's just that you have to be very careful when you're doing when you're plugging in the formula. So be careful so you don't mix things up. Okay, 1 minute counting down. 1 minute counting down. Any moment from now, all pens should be down. Any moment from now, all pens down. So we can call it a day. One minute counting down. Twenty seconds counting down. Okay. 5 seconds counting down. Anybody yet with the answer? Anybody with the answer? Okay, our time is up. Okay, I can see some responses. Miss Ene, nothing from you yet. Okay, Mr. Jill has just joined. It's great to have you join us, although you came a bit late. And we are rounding up already. Okay, gift. Yeah, okay, gift. Nothing yet from you. King, Mr. King, nothing yet from you. Blessing, nothing yet from you. King Amilola and Think It. Okay, with that, I think we can just proceed. Let's solve it together. solve it together. Okay. So we have I don't know, the comment section today is quite dull. What's going on? Is it that we don't understand? Is it that we don't understand what's going on? Is it that we are not getting it? What could be the problem tonight? The comment section is not lively at all. Of that, what's going on at the comment section tonight? It's not lively at all, which is very unusual. Are we all there? Are we all together? Seems like the network is pretty bad tonight. Maybe network is contributing to it as well. So we have points, and we have point Z. So we have x1, have y1, we have x2, we have y2. So we can say, I believe we are all together. Comment section is still not bubbling. I believe we are all together. Okay. So we have formula. We'll just say our x2, which is this, 4 minus our x1, which is this, 7, then the root, and plus of our y2, which is this, open bracket 6, minus our y1, which is 8, close bracket square. Then we bring down this again. Then we have negative 3 square plus we have negative 3 k x1 which is 7. Okay, we have our x2 which is 4, we are right. Our x1 which is 7, we are right. Then our y2 which is 6, we are right. And our y1 which is 8, so we are right. So we have positive 4, negative 7, and 7 is higher compared to 4, so it gives us a negative 3. So we have negative 8 and positive 6, and 8 is greater, so it gives us a negative 2 raised part. So we are bringing this forward. We have it here. So this is 3 raised to power 2 is 9, and we have this raised to power of 2 give us 4, if I'm not mistaken. So here's my alarm. Dismiss that. Okay, Mr. Jula said I got the wrong information from you. Okay, the class is starting immediately after this class, and this class is to end by 10 p.m. and by 10:20 this class is the MTH105 class is starting. So we have negative, this is negative is as well negative. So to remove the bracket now, we have 9 minus plus, we have minus 4. Now, how do we do this? It's very straightforward. You have negative 9, you have negative 4. So what you are to get now is negative 4, negative 9. That should give you negative 9. That should be negative 13. Okay. So if you are to do the square root of that, okay, let's check the square root of that. Square root of okay, so to simplify this, we can't multiply. To simplify this, we can't multiply this because there is something we have here. There's a positive sign here. So the best thing we can do in this case is to bring this down. So the square root of 13 is the square root of 13 is 3.60. So just for us to add a negative sign to it. So it is what it is. I believe to this extent we have the concept in mind now, and if we come across questions like this, attempting them will not be a problem. I believe so. So I'm just going to give us an assignment, an homework that we can solve and submit on the platform. And this assignment is okay. Okay, we have homework. What is the distance between the following points? So we have 1 F, we have 8, we have 12, and okay, we have point S, we have 14, and we have, let's give it 7. Point 2, we have A, we have 4, we have 10, and point G, we have 12, we have 20. So for our next class, I expect us to have done this and submit it eventually. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. And this brings us to the end of today's class, this tutorial. And I look forward to see you in subsequent tutorial. Bye bye.